my loyal subjects? It's the Budget King, and today I got in a neat discussion, and I thought, you know what, it'd make a good video. So today we have two pedals here. They're both overdrives. They're both from Caline, and they're both orange. We've got the Orange Burst here, and this one is actually based on Exotic's BB preamp, and then we've got the Big Orange Crushing Overdrive, and some people are saying that this is just a refinement on the earlier Orange Burst. I don't think that's the case. I think that the Big Orange is actually based on the vintage lower gain orange amplifiers. But I thought, you know what, that would make a good video. Why don't we compare the two, listen, see how they sound, and find out, you know, what is going on with these two orange overdrives. So, let's check it out, guys. Alright, so for starters, one thing I noticed, well, first, here's my clean sound. And let's kick on the orange first here. Let's hear what it does. Alright, now, all the levels are at noon. All the levels are noon are at the Big Orange here, on the Big Orange too. Well, that's surprising. First things first, the Big Orange is much quieter. And if people are saying that it is just a refinement of this, I don't see where it'd be beneficial to make it quiet. And I know, you know, different components have different tolerances, but that's halfway. It's not even close. To get that same amount of volume. Well, I mean, this is cranked. That's the loudest that you can get. Whereas with the Orange Burst, at noon is already louder than bypass, much louder. But you've still got so the loudest it can go, with everything else at noon, the loudest the Big Orange can go. We bring the volume down to max. The Big Orange is cranked volume-wise. As loud as it can go. I'd say that's about even. So if you crank the Big Orange, and that's roughly the same. And here on the Orange Burst, we're not even halfway up, and it's already as loud as the Big Orange is cranked. That's one of my points. Just playing and checking. Not going by a script here or anything, but one thing I noticed is if you want to use the Big Orange for just a volume boost, you're out of luck. It's so much quieter. But I figured I'd show you with all the dials straight up. Kind of loses a bit of volume when you step on it. So that makes up for it fairly well. sounds to me like the Orange Burst has got a little more gain and a little more bass. And like the Big Orange has more mids. But let's crank the gain up. That's cranked on the Orange Burst. So, there's the lightest. And you can see my bypass is a little louder and has a lot more bass. Let's try the Orange Burst. So, the Orange Burst might be losing a little bass, but not much. It's much closer to your bypass. And like I said, my volume, I had to turn it down because it's just so much louder. I'll turn this down. We don't want to perceive it as better because it's a little louder, you know. So just sweeping from nothing to halfway on the gain. On the Big Orange. Let's keep going. How much gain you got going? Do some palm chugs, palm muted little. From nothing. Check out the Orange Burst. Wow, okay, it's pretty close to the bypass. All the way down. A little more mid. Turned up. I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about are the EQs. And what we're going to do, we're going to set them to noon. I'm trying to volume match them the best I can, but this one's just so much quieter. Okay, it's about as close as we're going to get. Okay, on the big orange, let's check out the high response, the treble. And now the bass. Actually does fatten up there on the end. Sounds pretty good. Needs a little treble. Sounding pretty good. Now let's check out the orange burst. Start with the treble. Now, the bass. Much more bass. I hope I'm not just saying that because it's louder. It sounds much thicker to me. That's with the bass crank. Oh, yeah. Woo. So there's the orange burst, bass crank. And now the big orange. Let's crank them both. So there you guys go. I'll leave it up to you if you think they're the same circuit. Do you think the big orange is a refinement of the orange burst? Do you think that the big orange is more like a clean orange amplifier, a vintage orange amplifier? Or do you think it's more like the orange burst? And of course we know that this is Exotic's BB preamp, you know. The volume thing throws me for a loop because if this is a refinement of this circuit, why would they make it so much quieter? That's the one thing that bothers me about that theory. But it could be that they are the same thing, and it's just they were aiming for a more mellow, low-gain version with this. Or they said, hey, you know, the orange burst kind of does sound like an orange amp. Maybe if we, you know, who knows the thinking behind these things. But I'll leave it up to you guys. Just comment, tell me what you think. Okay, and now for the last little interesting part. We're going to take the big orange and the orange burst, and we're going to just see what's going on here. We're going to flip them over, and we're going to take the back off. Okay, now this is the big orange. Okay. It looks like a fairly simple circuit. Of course, we can't tell because we can't flip it over. It's actually soldered in place to the switch here and things. But you can see there's not many components populated on that board. And then for the orange burst, if we take the... Whoa, okay. Do you guys think these are the same? Okay. Now, if you look, though, one thing I noticed, if you look closely, a lot of these are similar. If you see these 6 spots right here, here they are again. You know, if you look, the 3 here, you know, the 3, there's a lot more parts on the orange burst board. And I could see the orange burst being a refinement or additions to the big orange, but the other way around, not so much. Or it could just be that that's the basic layout of how Caline lays their, you know, their parts out. So I thought we would get some answers out of this, but I guess we've still got the question exactly, what is this? We know what this is, but you know, we don't know what this is. So any of you guys, if you can comment, I can't find schematics, or we would have checked the schematics against each other. So if any of you guys could tell what's going on or want to help me solve this little mystery, just comment, and I don't know. Until then, I guess we'll just have to wonder. But you guys hang in there, my loyal subjects, and the Budget King will address you again soon.